Africans enslaved each other. People say this sentence all the time, usually without any source, without context, and without understanding what it truly means. Yes, Africa had systems of servitude. No, Africa was not a perfect place without conflict. But the kind of slavery that existed in many African societies was not the same as the brutal, dehumanizing slavery later created by Europeans in the transatlantic slave trade. The differences are real, recorded, and important. African slavery was not built on hate, race, or dehumanization. Across the continent, from the Ashanti kingdom to the Mali Empire, from the kingdom of Dahomey to the Yoruba states, people could become enslaved for many reasons: war, death, punishment for crimes, or being captured in conflict. But being enslaved did not erase your identity or humanity. In most African societies, you kept your name. You kept your language. You kept your religion and culture. You lived within the community, not outside it. You could marry, own property, and sometimes rise to power. Your children were not born into slavery. You were not treated as non-human or property. African societies understood something simple but profound. A person remained a person, no matter their status. Real historical examples. 1. The Mali Empire, 13th to 16th century. In the Mali Empire, people captured in wars often worked as farmers, soldiers, or servants. They lived in the households of their captors, ate with them, and were protected by them. They could earn their freedom or be adopted fully into the family. Historian Nehemiah Leftier notes that many slaves in Mali even held political roles and managed important affairs. 2. Yoruba kingdoms of West Africa. Among the Yoruba, a person captured in war became an Awoen Eru Ilu, a servant of the town. They were allowed to marry, raise families, own land, and participate in festivals. They were not chained, beaten, or stripped of their identity. In many cases, their descendants blended completely into the society within a few generations. 3. The Ashanti Empire, Ghana. The Ashanti placed great value on integrating captives into their social system. A captive might work for a master, but they were also protected by the master's family and even given land to farm. The goal was not to destroy a person, but to absorb them into the community. The big difference: African servitude was not chattel slavery. European slavery, the transatlantic system, created something Africa had never known. People reduced to property. Identities erased. Families permanently separated. Brutal punishments. People classified as non-human based on race. Generational slavery where children were automatically born enslaved. No path to freedom. This system was designed to break the body and the spirit. African systems did not operate this way. Even historians who study African slavery agree, while not perfect, it was fundamentally different from the racial, violent, industrial slavery that Europe later unleashed on the world. Why this matters? When people say Africans enslaved each other without explanation, they are trying to equate two completely different systems, as if Africa invented the horror that Europeans practiced. This is not true. It is not accurate. It ignores centuries of real history. Africa had its conflicts, but Africans still understood something deep. A human being is still a human being even when they are defeated in war.